I think I've grown tired of people looking at my songs through me. My whole point all along was, by talking about what I understood, I was trying to speak for everybody. So for every person that beat up on me for being, a dramatic, overbearing, child who hadn't quite grown up, there's somebody who said, if it wasn't for you, I would have killed myself. But just reading these lyrics or hearing these songs, I knew somebody else had gone through the same thing. There was nobody I could really relate to on a lyrical level. So I think I started from a very obtuse end and kind of almost afraid to say what I really wanted to say and disguising how I really felt in like weird rhymes and riddles. And I got very frustrated with that. So you can imagine what happened then when on Siamese Dream, out comes the pen, it goes into Mommy and Daddy, and everyone goes, where the did this come from, And what's your problem? And next thing you know, I'm all angry man.
The world is a vampire.
I mean, in a lot of ways, like, people have tried to make some of my songs more personal than they really are. And then on the other end, they've totally misinterpreted things that were very personalistic, kind of these universal statements. Like when I sang, the world is a vampire, I wasn't singing about everybody else. I was singing about myself and the world that I lived in. I think the person closest to where I've ended up is probably John Lennon, like a semi-confessional, but in a bigger world sense kind of way. You're talking about yourself, but you're really talking about the world. The things I talk about are not, there's nothing foreign about them. Isolation, desperation, ambition, loneliness, happiness, joy, seeking truth. I mean, these are universal themes. I mean, this goes back to Homer. I mean, and I don't mean Simpson.
As the album title suggests, Adore finds Corgan exploring an age-old topic, love. And while the songwriter continues injecting his real-life feelings and passions into his music, he's also expanded his subject matter to include fictitious tales as well.
I think when you talk about the concept of love, people get these kind of like cherubs and hearts and people, slinging bows kind of thought. To me, it's more about the responsibility of love and how people abuse love and use love for better and for worse. It's just, 14, 15 different takes on the same subject. One song deals about how a woman will, in order to get love, she'll basically give up her body. How people want love so badly that they'll literally cut off their own feelings. So basically, they love somebody so much that they're willing to let themselves die.
You love him.
There are about 4 or 5 songs that are very close to my heart and move me very much. Like, I can't even listen to them without being, bursting into tears. So I try not to listen to them in public very often.
Who am I to need you when I'm down?
There are some songs that I relate to very personally, and there's another song that is just like a storyline, and we don't do a lot of that usually, but it's a really beautiful, haunting story.
Like an actor directing himself, Corgan took on the tedious role of producer on Adore. It was an endeavor that had both pros and cons.
I was thinking maybe it'd be good just to have a guitar like that, and almost kind of bubble it under like another rhythm. I definitely gained the kind of internal freedom to just pursue whatever I wanted to pursue to its nth degree. So if I wanted to run a loop through 7 different guitar pedals, there was no one there to say, are you sure you don't want to use 6? But certainly in other areas, it's hard to do things like vocals on your own.
If you have to go, don't say goodbye.
You have to be hypercritical, so it's like on one hand you're trying to be sensitive and open and sing, and then you have to turn around and then go, oh, that's not good enough. So you're beating yourself up back and forth.
One day I'll follow you and see you on the other side.
Let me hear that, and let me hear the other one. It's like, what do people see when they look in the mirror? Imagine doing that for 6 months on end, musically, and then it's like, you know, school or something. It's like, imagine if, you were your own boss at school. He's like, 1 o'clock, I want to get out. And I listen to a guitar part and I go, it's good enough. And then 6 months later, I'm freaking out because it's completely out of tune. But on that particular day, I was feeling kind of lazy, so I just skipped on to the next thing. It's that kind of thing. I feel very comfortable with the album, very happy with it. I think it's a really, really beautiful work, and I'm proud that I stuck with it, and I'm proud that my band has supported me through the whole album.